So one of the guys that works in our ministry saw a building that's right by the land we just bought. It's a corporate office building, 3 stories, 22,000 square feet. And he just felt to pull in. So he did, and he got out, and the owner was on the phone, or a realtor was on the phone with the owner in the property and put him on the phone. And she asked him some questions, and she said, I prayed today. She's a Jewish lady. She said, I prayed today. I've been trying to unload this property, and I prayed God would send me a buyer, and I feel like you're the buyer. So she wrote a word in Hebrew in the email that starts with a B. It means this is meant to be. So
now, we have pictures.
Well, yeah. So they met with them in a day. This all happened like in the last, I don't know, 10 days maybe. I haven't even been there yet. So it's a $5.1 million property. It's less than a mile from the private airport. And they met today, and the husband...
No, they've never used it.
They haven't used it. It's furnished on the first floor, and the top 2 floors are empty, and they built it for them. So it's very, very nice furniture. Not like the kind I have in my living room. It's like the opposite. So, anyway, it's not a joke. So they said that they wanted $450,000 down, and then just spread the rest of the payments over 5 years at no interest. But when we got to the meeting today, the guy said, my wife told you what she wanted down and all that? And they said, yeah. He said, here's what we're gonna do. 0 down and $10,000 a month. And that's it. And it... So, I'm blown away. So, the guy that does the money for our ministry, his name's Patrick, he said the deal was so unbelievable, and he wasn't joking. He said, I was waiting for the real owners to come in during the meeting and kick us out, because it seemed like we were it had to be a scam. So there's 3 floors like that. They're leaving all the furniture in. That's the first floor.
And the artwork.
Yeah, and the artwork. That's for administration. Let me tell you so then I found this out. You can be seated. I found this out right before I came. So I called my mother, even though I'm 41. Because, there's very few people that are happy for you in life, and your mom's usually one. So I called Pastor Rodney, and then I called my mom, and I told her what happened, and she said, what was the name of the owner? So I told her. She said, what was his wife's name? And I said, I don't know. So I texted Magalis. The lady is my mom's second cousin. So listen.
Remember, this is in the area of West Virginia.
Yeah, right. Family tree, straight up. When I was 31, her mother was sick. And I felt to go visit her, and I don't do stuff like that. Adalis was with me. So I'm talking, I hadn't seen this lady in like 35 years. I think I was like 6 or 7. I met her one time when I was 6 or 7. It's my mom's cousin, my grandma's sister. So I went to go see her when she was sick and visited her. Then after she passed, her husband was living by himself. I was 32, but I just drove over and ran him some food and told him if he needed anything. Well, that got out to the family, I guess, which I didn't know they owned buildings or anything. I had to come over all the time. So I just did it to be nice, but it got to the family, and then my grandma passed away in August. And she was 94, motorcycle accident. So it's not funny. So at the funeral, my dad was going to do the main part of the eulogy, and he's a very serious person. So I kind of just told stories about her life and made everybody laugh. So that lady came up to me, who I didn't know is the owner of this building. She said, "That was so funny. I've never heard somebody make people laugh at a funeral before." She said, what do you do for a living?" I said, "I'm a preacher." So she told me, so I called her, and she said, after the funeral, we started watching, check the news, and we started watching you preach. And she said, I've developed a strong relationship with Jesus Christ. So she said, "I knew the whole time it was you." See, we had Megalis meet because with me, someone's either going to really like me or it'll ruin the whole deal, if they don't like me. So we never told them it was my ministry or anything. But she said, "I knew the whole time. I had looked it up and I wasn't going to say anything." She said, "I want to see your ministry thrive." And she said, "When you open your church, we're going to make this our home church." And I'm blown away. I mean, I'm really blown away.